Hey, hello everybody, and welcome back to Watching Walford. I'm Ash, and today we got some Coronation Street news. I'll get into why I'm not watching Coronation Street so much this year a bit later on, but we'll get through the news and then I'll get on my soapbox having a moan. And that is the key main news story for this video. It's big enough to get its own video. Coronation Street announces its full Christmas 2023 storylines. In case you wanted a reason to get back into the show, or just you haven't been watching it for a while, like me, maybe this will spur on a bit of excitement. Coronation Street has revealed its action-packed Christmas and New Year's storylines for the punters of the Rovers' return. Obviously, the Rovers has been shut for a good couple months, since October-ish, since Stephen, since it was bought like halfway through the year or something, and then it's now just been kept aside for a bit. It's going to be an eventful period for those on the cobbles. In the run-up to Christmas Day, Jenny and Daisy plan to raise money to buy the back the pub season, resort to desperate measures, but will there be enough? It's suggested that perhaps they will try and steal the money that Stephen stole from the factory, and probably be like, oh yeah, but Stephen would have wanted me to have the money. And as if Daisy's Christmas holidays weren't stressful enough, her own future is put into jeopardy after her affair with Ryan is exposed, resulting in Danielle shunning her. She's not giving up hope though, and longs for the couple to make up. The Daisy Ryan affair has been built to since February, and in the last month or two finally came out. It's been probably my favorite Coronation Street storyline of the year. That's simply because it's been dominated with a lot of the Stephen stuff, and just a lot of the stuff just not really like the MND stuff. I'm sure it's a good portrayal, but I'm really I don't give a shit about Paul, and I don't like Billy, so it's just hard to care. Essentially, that's how I describe it. Fucking anger in the sun gods. Good fucking lord. Do you want to calm down, son? I'm trying to record a fucking video here. There we are. Self-produced, by the way. So Daisy's going to try to get back with Daniel and try and make it work. Obviously, Daniel's going to be fucking furious because he kind of encouraged her to keep going to Ryan and trying to build the bridge, and then it resulted in them cheating on him. You know, we'll get to see of old Daniel a little bit. Obviously, as well as this, Bethany is on the way back. It'll get into that later. One thing I didn't actually do, I was going to crop this image on screen, but I forgot. So I'll just flash it up now, very crudely. We also have that image where we have Daisy, Sarah, and Bethany, all in fancy dresses. I'm sure you could read into it a little bit more. But it's just Christmas, I guess. Secrets come unwrapped with a big bow. Bethany's clearly a much more confident woman, and Sarah is in between. I don't fucking know, honestly. And I guess maybe the green's a correlation because, Sarah. Sarah and Daisy have both cheated on this year and had a torrid affair. I don't fucking know. I let the professionals sort out those ones. But what do you think of those teaser images? Don't know why I'm treating it like a whodunit, but that would make sense. All right, and for Carla, Christmas sees a heartbreaking departure for Peter. Since he killed Stephen, he's been battling his old demons and being consistently tempted by alcohol again. He decides to leave Weatherfield after struggling with Carla as she continues to attempt to get the factory up and running. Will Peter's departure and Carla's determination spell the end of the marriage? Yes. It's I think for any Peter and Carla fans, I think it'll be a very sad Christmas, because I'm pretty sure the Boxing Day episode is dedicated to them. It's a two-hander as they kind of relive everything and kind of just both try to figure out whether they're still in love with each other. And I think it's an interesting story simply because it's a fucking... It's a very nice little it's a bit more wholesome. I say it's wholesome. It's not wholesome. But I'm getting distracted. Sorry. It's not as. Where am I trying to go with this? It is interesting because it's something that happens to a lot of people, right? Happens to a lot of people. A lot of people do just genuinely just fall out of love, right? You're no longer the person I thought you were. I've had enough. I'm just not interested in you anymore. And some people try fight for it. Some people just don't. And it's it'll be good to see because both actors are tremendous and they deserve all of the credit and will absolutely knock it out the fucking park. And it's also a good way to have the character leave because Peter just kind of comes in and out. It's described as a sabbatical because I'm sure he went, yeah, I'll be back, just not for a while. And it's just one of those things. I hope that when he comes back, he probably comes back with a new missus or something. I don't know. It's just, I also, as much as I love Carla with Peter, they are very genuinely connected. I wouldn't mind Carla finding a new love interest and finding genuine, proper love again, rather than just kind of being in a routine. But that'll be interesting. That'll be pretty fun to see. But it's always the risk that Carla takes. It's like, do I keep the factory up and running, or do I work on my marriage? And it's usually keep the factory up and running. Stephen's not the only one who's battling old struggles. That means Peter. Ed finds it difficult to resist gambling again, and the reappearance of Sarge, his dad, only sends his self-esteem plummeting further to a new low that will hurt the entire Bailey family on Christmas Day. Yeah, it's always a risk when you have a gambling addict on the show and they're able to fucking actually have access to money and gambling as someone who has previously gambled away stuff before. And probably almost definitely has a gambling problem. Very under control, under wraps. It's never just one bet. It's never just one fucking thing. It's usually the second you start losing more, that's when you start raising the stakes so you can hopefully fucking recoup your losses. But at some point, you've just fucking spaffed up a shit ton of money against the wall with no actual indication of it coming back. And that's generally been the talking point for Ed this year. As he won. They did the fucking. He got the thrill of the chase. That they got to sell their fucking stocks in Newton and Ridley, through some insider trading, and then obviously kind of, yeah, but I have money now. I could win more money. Now he's just going to lose everything again, and it'll be hard to have him come back from it because everybody said this is not fucking happening. Gemma and Paul are still struggling with Mum's Bernie's incarceration, and Paul's MNT diagnosis also means his Christmas might be his last. So he and Billy are determined to make every moment count. Gemma's home life isn't easier following accusations about her capacity as a parent. She is struggling. I'll be honest, I've fucking grown at that one. I don't care. I do not care. But that's fine. New Year, that's all the Christmas spoilers, by the way. That's what they've announced. You can tell why I'm not yep, time to fucking catch up. Is this it, lads? Is this it? New Year comes with its own set of dramas. Bethany plays back, but is there more to her sudden arrival than what meets the eye, or is she really just there to see her family? This rocks Bethany's mum, Sarah, who is also shocked at the return of ex-boyfriend. Were they together? Damon. She has spent New Year's Eve with his strange husband, Adam, and begins to think that a reconciliation is possible between the pair, just in time for Damon to pull the rug from under her, take revenge on Adam, try to win Sarah back. Finally, Rob Donovan's son, Bobby, arrives on Carla's doorstep, sending her life into a spin. Is the arrival going to benefit Carla, or will there be more chaos on the cobble? Yeah, so Bethany coming back is an excitement. Is exciting. I've seen a lot of people I fucking hate Bethany. It's yeah, the character was a little bit tired by the end. But how are you supposed to kind of make a character really beloved when they've had such a fucking tragic backstory? And And I don't know, people hate all the fucking characters. People hate Daisy for 2 years until the start of this year, where she became the favourite because she had the best storyline of the year. And then the second that she becomes even slightly annoying again, people say, I never liked her. She's the fucking worst character. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake, lad. Can you just give it some time? Obviously, the Damon, Adam, Sarah debacle. It's one of those things. It was a fun little storyline. But I like to believe they think it was like Ken and fucking Mike. But it wasn't that good, lads. Like, it was fun. Her and Damon had good chemistry. It's nice to see Sarah getting some big storylines again. But I'm just not thrilled to go through a lot of it, honestly. And Rob Donovan's son Bobby, that being played by Jack Carroll. I fucked up his name so much in that news video. Jack Carroll, comedian, actor. You know, he's going to play the part. And probably, I think it says him and Bethany will kind of take center stage next year. So it shows that they clearly believe in the character. It's just expect for the first couple months, people would be like, I fucking hate this character. This character's just the worst character in Coronation Street. Just fucking no, it's not, man. Les Batterby was on the show for like fucking 10 years. And he's fucking shit. So there we are. There's a lot of Coronation Street New Year, Christmas and New Year stuff. I would say I'm excited, but I'm really not. It's such a shame. It's been such a stark downfall this year. Since I started watching Coronation Street in 2020, when the pandemic hit, there wasn't enough soaps going on, had enough time, started watching all the soaps. Started watching Corrie, started watching Emmerdale. Well, tried. Emmerdale's also not really in a good place, I don't think. Tried watching Emmerdale. I started watching Hollyoaks as well. Maybe I started watching Hollyoaks in 2019 because it was whatever. I think it was like the 25th anniversary, maybe. It's probably 2020. But regardless, I don't fucking know. Regardless, it's not the fucking point, is it? I started watching it. Coronation Street quickly rose in my estimation as I'd watched a bunch of storylines as well. I watched the Kate and Rana, I'd watched the Sophie and Maddie, and I'd also watched the Tyrone and Kirsty storyline, which is still probably one of my favourite soap storylines ever in terms of what it portrayed and how kind of it was a sympathetic domestic abuse storyline, which you don't really want to do much, but the actors did such a good job with it that it fucking just made it fantastic and really interesting and intriguing. Like they didn't just, they developed the character a lot more. There was a lot more sympathetic reason, or it's like sympathy to the character, even if she was doing terrible things at points in the fucking storyline. And it quickly became my favourite soap. I watched 2018, I watched 2019, I started watching 2017, I watched 2000. Like, I was just huffing it. Like some fucking, just, yeah, give me more fucking Coronation Street. I was huffing it all. But over this last year, over this last, like, year and a half, basically, since whenever Stephen was introduced, it's like, fuck it now, here we go. Another, like, I don't mind serial killer storylines. I don't mind them, but I'd rather a serial killer be less like John Stape, personally. Because there can only be one John Stape. And that's John fucking Stape. Accidentally walking into a murder. Like, fucking, how did it keep happening? But the Stephen storyline was fucking absolute hot garbage. And I really wanted to like it. But there were so many weird discrepancies. It's like, how was last year possibly the quietest year the Platts have fucking had? Like, through that storyline, they weren't even the main ones. They were barely doing anything the whole time. And the Platt's fucking main character trait is they fucking make jokes during serious storylines, but then knock it out the fucking park when they need to. But they barely even related to it. And that's their fucking, he's not a Platt, he's a Reed. But, like, fucking, how's that fucking happening then? And it just I don't know, maybe it's just me not liking it, because perhaps it has just degraded in quality over time. And, I'd love to hear people say what they've enjoyed over this last 2 years. And look, you know me at this point. I love to get excited about soaps. I love soaps. I do. I really do. They're probably one of my favorite things to do on this planet. They're a great fucking media. They're a great little art form, which, people don't fucking like to admit. But it is a hard thing to do. Fucking like 250 odd episodes a year of the same actors over and over again, and you're not getting sick of it. Like, it's so hard to do, and you get to be with these characters for fucking years. You get to be with them for so long. That's why when something tragic happens to your favourite character, you're fucking crying your eyes out, because it's like, no, what are you doing, lads? You can't be doing that. But I don't know. Like, I want to watch Corrie this Christmas. I want to get excited, but I just can't fucking. I say that I'm a month behind, but I can't stomach the episodes, lad. It's so fucking draining to me. And maybe, hey, people will comment and actually tell me what I'm missing. Because I've liked the Daniel and Ryan stuff. Daniel and Ryan. I've liked the Daisy and Ryan stuff, but like, it's the stoppy-starty nature of it that winds me up. Yes, it is building towards Christmas, of course. And I've been saying that about EastEnders the whole year, but you can tell all the enthusiasm just slipping away, because I want it to be good, but like, it just goes. It's also been compounded by fucking EastEnders having a fucking fantastic year as well. So I'm like, why the fuck would I actually watch Corrie when I can just watch EastEnders? Like, usually I'd watch the other soaps because I'm like, man, EastEnders is fucking wank. So, like, but now EastEnders is good. I can't, like, now I'm just thinking that Corrie is wank. But what do you think about my little fucking struggles? What do you reckon? What do you think about it? Tell me in the comment section down below. I've been Ash from Watching Walford. This has been a video discussing all of the Coronation Street Christmas news, as well as my general distaste for Coronation Street at this current moment in time. I do hope it changes, but ultimately, only time will tell, and you've just got to give it time, because ultimately, I care about the show enough to not just drop it. It's not going to be an Emmerdale scenario where I'm like, fuck this shit. Because I do genuinely love the show. It's just maybe not in its. Maybe once Christmas is over, a lot of the storylines will be, ticked off the list, and we can move forward and forget about 2023. I mean, it's been a tragic year as well, so who the fuck knows? Well, tragic year for me, I would say. But yeah, thank you for watching. I've been Ash from Watching Walford. Make sure to keep following the content. Follow us on our social medias, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch at Watching Walford. Follow my Twitch channel where I do stream regularly at like 7 PM onwards. Go follow me over there, AquaDreams on Twitch and AquaDreams on YouTube if you want a backlog of what I've been doing till now. But thank you for watching. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.